What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nurse Dre. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me tonight. If you would like to accept your fate, because you know the universe has sent you here in a crazy twist of fate, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. I react to crazy TikToks and other things that are gonna blow your effing mind and make you jump out of the matrix and think about what is going on around you. You're gonna love it, so hit that subscribe button. Also, send me a like if you, think it's worthy, and send this to someone who needs to hear it, because we all got to keep being alarm clocks for our friends and family, but, they need to hear it from other people too. So send it to whoever needs to hear it. Anyways, let's get right in. Brazil 2023 Carnival. Celebrating Satan. It's all fun and jokes till things get real. Yeah. Fools. Is that supposed to be Jesus? Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Just a Brazil carnival? What? This is all the same carnival? What are they trying to do? What are you? Okay. Wait, what was
The sun unleashes an intense S-class solar flare. This happened on Thursday and it was recorded as an X1.2 class flare. As y'all know, X flares is the most powerful category of flares there is. They also mentioned the blast traveled at the speed of light, reaching Earth in 8 minutes. You can see down here, they say those flares will come from the side of the sun, but they're expecting the sunspot to actually be facing directly towards Earth in the next few days. Meaning we can actually see some effects from it. As y'all can see to my left, this is a solar flare and a CME that happened on Sunday. If I look to the right, we have Mercury coming right back into the picture.
Okay, so that red circle is the black part in the middle is the sun. They black it out so that you can see what's going on around the sun. So those bright white lights around that black circle is the CME, or the sun flares coming off of the sun at us.
Actually going backwards towards Earth. Also, we're about to run into that high energy area you see right here on the bottom of this picture. Alright, so I say that to say this. All the markets is making that final jump to the upside, and they are about to crash everything. And like I said before, it's all gonna happen at once. Solar flare happens, it's gonna knock out the power, and that's when they're gonna switch everything to digital currency. It's the crash of the markets, and the excuse they're waiting for. Anyway, y'all be gods. Peace.
Yeah, y'all, the sun is even getting to the point where it's sending so many solar flares that are so intense that they're the aurora borealis, the lights at the northern lights, that you can see in Alaska, are actually being able to be seen in Florida. Okay, this is crazy real, and these are the kinds of things that will knock out the power, because our government has decided not to protect our power grid. Places like India have decided to invest in power grid upgrades that will prevent this issue, but the United States has decided not to go through with that. Isn't that great?
Small glimpse of what is beyond the ice walls.
Bunger leans forward in amazement. His eyes have caught a sudden and unbelievable change in scenery. The universal white has turned to chocolate brown, dotted with blue. A cameraman goes into action. 300 square miles of land without snow. Land that might be in New Mexico or Arizona. Pictures alone will prove Bunger has discovered a warm oasis in the shadow of the pole. It is for such supreme moments as this that men brave the hardships of exploration. The astounding, undreamed of fact is that they are over a chain of warm water lakes, whose shores, except for small patches, are free of ice and snow.
What?
Commander Bunger circles the largest lake in sight, 5 miles long. He comes in to make a landing. Water temperatures must be recorded. Samples taken. He finds the water fresh. The temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit. On the shores of...
Wow.
Hello, beautiful people. I want to discuss today Mandela effects.
Okay, hold on, lady. Did you know that if you go on Google Earth and you go look at like the Indonesian side of Antarctica, you will find areas that say they're like 75, 80 degrees. Like literally right next to areas that are like -2. Try it out. It's crazy. Google Earth is a fun little roller coaster ride of a thing to do. But don't get addicted because you will quickly.
Because there's been a few new ones that have blown my mind. So let's get into it. Number 1, the heart. I can specifically remember it being on the left-hand side of your chest.
Yes.
In this new timeline, it's in the center. I know. Check it out. In the center of the chest now.
Yeah.
Insane. On to the next one. Number 2, the kidneys.
No, wait. Let's not move on from this because, look, this needs to be talked about. I am a nurse, and literally when I am listening to people's hearts, I'm not hearing them on the left side of the chest anymore. I'm hearing them only in the center. Used to be you could listen to them in the left side of the chest. No, only in the center. What? How did all of our hearts just fucking move? What?
I remember the kidneys being in the very bottom of your back, like lower back.
Well, not
okay?
lower, but like
And
mid to lower.
I even know somebody that had kidney surgery and has scars on his lower back, okay? So, I guess now, this timeline, they've moved way up.
Really?
In this diagram, you can see where the kidneys
Behind
are.
the lungs. They're not in the lungs.
Here.
What?
Okay, these 2 little red beans.
Because they're not
in his
protected
rib
by the
cage.
ribs.
Kidneys.
Y'all,
Yeah.
they've never been protected by the
I'll
ribs.
show you another diagram. There's the
What?
other diagram. The kidneys are located just below the rib cage, one on each side of your spine. Definitely not that high. In your rib cage? Like, really? Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, these may be a little bit older, but definitely new to me. Okay, now they're saying that in Risky Business, Tom Cruise's famous little iconic dance there, and you know,
his socks?
in his song, they're saying he never wore sunglasses.
What do you? He had
Another-
socks and sunglasses on. That was it.
Okay.
Or a shirt.
I'm Canadian, but I can definitely remember 52 states. I'm not just talking about Alaska, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico, or, you know, I remember 52 states. But they're saying there was always 50, so
There's always been 50, lady.
who knows? Lastly, C-3PO never had a silver leg.
What? What?
Have a good day.
No, he did not.
2 moons. Miami sky. 3:24.
It's weird that you can see the whole moon on the bottom one, but not on the top one. You know? And there's a third moon under it. Wow.
Given to me by a man down in California. Jack, this was the result of a
Eisenhower.
formula which was given to me by a man who landed a ship at my airport in 1953. And we put this formula under research, tested a number of experiments on a bench in a good electronics lab in Chicago, and we produced phenomenal results with evidence that we should do it on a larger scale in order to be able to do more with it. And this evolved out of something that started in 1953 into a 4-story high machine that we're working on down there today.
Now, George, I don't care whether the machine is 4 stories high or 40 stories high or 4 inches high. When I say calmly and unexcitedly, a time machine, what does your formula tell you can do with a time machine?
Well, Jack, our formula has no time factor, which electronic formula does have. And on the other hand, electronic science has only had 2 dimensions to work with, the electric pattern and the magnetic pattern perpendicular to it. And we discovered a 3rd zone, which we call a time zone, and we are working through this zone with an effort to orient the magnetic field to give us other results than our science can obtain at present.
George, it's double talk to me. A time machine means to me a little box that I can go into and go back 5,000 years or forward 10,000 years. Is that what your formula tells you can do?
Well, Jack, this isn't a little box. This is a 4-story machine focusing fields that we can orient to produce this zone big enough for a man to get into. It isn't a box.
But what happens to the man when he gets into the zone? I'm all agog with curiosity.
Jack, we've discovered this zone is subject to thought. Now, since time doesn't record events the way we do on calendars and clocks, you could only record an event by thinking of it. Now, theoretically, we believe we can take a videotape magnetic camera into the time zone and photograph Lincoln's Gettysburg Address or Caesar's armies marching
down in
Fox. You could only record an event by thinking of it. Now, theoretically, we believe we can take a videotape magnetic camera into the time zone and photograph Lincoln's Gettysburg Address or Caesar's armies marching or anything that's ever happened.
All right, let me get this straight. In other words, you're telling me, like H.G. Wells imagined 50 years ago, that everything that happened in time is still there to be seen by the recreation electronically of a thought which exists.
Jack, you know how you talk into a tape on a tape recorder and play the interruptions back, identical to the play that you made. The Earth's magnetic field is the same way. You can put interruptions into it and play them back out of it. An associate of ours in creating a magnetic coupler with this principle coupled in the Earth's magnetic field and played back TV shows from stations that aren't even in business anymore.
What?
You mean that an experiment has been done to bring out of the air television programs which have been and gone?
Been and gone.
Now, where was this experiment conducted?
It was conducted in Santa Monica by an associate of mine.
Why hasn't this hit the headlines throughout the world? That's a time machine in action. If I can...
Jack, the reason it hasn't hit the world is because, as I understand it now, the Navy Department took him and the research over because he also discovered he could bounce magnetic echoes off the ionosphere and locate submarines under the ocean, regardless of where they were. So,
who is this associate of yours?
This is a fellow named Charlie Arts.
Charlie Arts?
Yeah.
And is he a free man walking around today?
Well, he's free where he is in this box.
Let me tell you something.
What? So, like, the magnetosphere is like a video recorder, essentially, and has recorded everything, and all you need to look at it is this 4-story box and your thought. When was that taped? Like in 1929? Fuck. What are they doing with it now? Y'all, oh, I can't wait till all this stuff comes out. I can't wait.
I'm going to give you 48 years of study. I'm going to give you a secret. Nothing in this world is what you think it is. Nothing operates the way you think it does.
What do you mean?
Nothing operates the way you think it does.
What do you mean?
Government does not work the way you think it does.
It's not about people voting for a president.
No, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking money. We're talking control, corporations, big business, period.
It's all big business and money.
Period.
Yeah.
End of sentence. Now, religion is a corporation. It's all the religions of the Western world, especially in the Western world, all religions operate under maritime admiralty law. So there are certain...
What do you mean maritime admiralty law?
Maritime admiralty is the law of water. And I talk a lot about this in the past. I'm going to talk a lot about it in the future.
Okay.
There are only two things on the earth, on this earth, land and water.
Right.
So there are two kinds of law, the law of the land and the law of water. The law of the land is the custom of the people who live on a particular piece of land. So the law of the land is different in every country.
Right.
I mean, you can do things in Russia you can't do in America.
Right.
You can do things in South Africa you can't do in China because it's the law of the land. That particular piece of land has their own custom. So the custom of the people living on a particular piece of land is called the law of the land.
Okay, got it.
But there is also a larger, far more important law on the earth. It's called the law of the sea, the law of the water. And when you get into, and then that law is referred to in court.
Is anybody else noticing that his face is shape-shifting?
As maritime admiralty. Maritime admiralty is the law of water. Once you understand the law of water, it opens up a world of occult hidden symbols and hidden foundations on how we live.
What are some of those laws that we're not aware of?
Oh my goodness! When you walk into a courtroom, why do you go to court? You play basketball on a court. You play tennis on a court.
Right.
Yeah. How do you play tennis on a court? You play with a racket. Come on. And so the judge walks out, he rules from the bench, right? Look it up in a Latin dictionary. The word bench is a bank in Latin.
Oh.
And so the judge is ruling for the bank. That's why he wears a black robe, because the black robe represents the planet Saturn, the god of banking and law.
Bitch, those birds are actually cameras. Oh my god, they're so cool. Oh my god, why do they have those fucking birds in there? How many are there? Holy shit. Did y'all see that? What the fuck? Why do they have all those birds in there? There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of birds in that one trailer. How many times a year do they do that? How many of those trucks exist? How many of these birds have video cameras or microphones in them? Why else would they have them? I have so many follow-up questions. Anyways, that's the video, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. If the universe has led you here in a crazy twist of fate, and I know it has because I only have like 250 subscribers, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you will not be disappointed. Make sure you send this video to someone who needs to see it because, look, we can talk to our friends and our family all day long about how we believe that there's a matrix or we believe in the spiritual things that are happening lately and the changes that are going on, but they're not ever just going to believe just us. They need to hear it from different people, different perspectives, different TikToks, different things, different parts of the puzzle. They need to put these together themselves so that they can awaken too. And that's what we're here for, to help each other awaken, right? So share the video. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I love you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.